we will explain about climbing film evaporator wastewater treatment. Our members is me, Osama, and Rainuga, and Izzati, and other Osama. So I'm doing the introduction. Open the introduction. So, introduction, wastewater evaporator system have been established on the market as the most economical method for the processing of the big variety of the different industry wastewaters. It is a available alternative to the disposal of the wastewater with the specialized waste management companies. So, next slide. This is the objective. So, we have 5 objectives. The first one, to determine the effect of the liquid and vapor loading on the HETR at total reflux, and to operate the batch distillation unit at constant reflux. So, the next slide. Also, what is the customer requirement? So, to further elaborate on this subject matter, we need to know the types of the customers we are dealing with, so that the specific niche of the desired products can be determined more accurately from our constant, which is wastewater industry. Thank you, and now I'm going to pass to my friend.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon everyone. My name is Osama Ahmed and I'll be presenting about the equipment list and unit descriptions. For the climbing film evaporator, the liquid is fed into the base of the evaporator tube and heated steam is applied to introduce circulation. There are 4 factors involved in the designing this evaporator, which are prevention of nucleate boiling, short residence time, and waste stream production post-treatment. And this evaporator is suitable for heat and temperature sensitive material. Next, please. The forced circulation evaporator. Forced circulation evaporators are used if boiling of the production on the heating surface is to be avoided due to the following characteristic of the product. The flow velocity in the tubes must be high, and high capacity pumps are required. So the mechanical vapor recompressor, since the pressure increases of the steam also generate an increase in the steam temperature, so the same stream can serve as the heating medium for the liquid being concentrated, and this evaporation method is very energy efficient. Then we go to the vacuum pump. Vacuum pump is a device that removes gas molecules from a sealed volume in order to leave behind a partial volume. So this causes a lower pressure that continues to attract molecules as it expands until the desirable point. Next, please. So the plate heat exchanger. So basically, we use it to transfer heat between the two fluids. It greatly increases the speed of the temperature charge. Next, please. The rectification column. During the distillation column of the mixture together with high volatile mixture component, vaporization happens, and after some time the temperature dependent equilibrium is established. Next. Now we go to the condenser, which is a device for reducing a gas or vapor to a liquid. And normally water regulating valve is using to regulate the water flow for economy and to regulate the head pressure. Next. Now we move to the exhaust air purifier to eliminate sewage odor and for volatile organic components removal. A proper air filtration system that pushes the dirty air through carbon before it exists. The wastewater treatment plant is very necessary. Next. Now we move to the unit description. Climbing evaporator have relatively large surface area. This type of plate evaporator is frequently applied in the wastewater treatment industry and fermentation industries since they have spatial flexibilities. The climbing phase, the liquid feed is heated by a flow of steam as it runs through the plate. The liquid flows upward at high velocity under gravitational force, and evaporation and cooling occurs rapidly in that phase. So the wastewater treatment industry, during the tertiary process, the water is heated and other materials are added to kill the microorganism present. The process uses climbing film evaporator to accomplish the task. So now, here are the results of climbing film evaporator experiment. This experiment too, we compare the effect of, we see the effect of evaporator feed level. So in this graph, as you can see, we're comparing the level of potassium magnite versus time. So as you can see, at the level of evaporator increases, time taken for the substance to form the first bubble increases. Also, higher surface area allow mass transfer to happen, and then the level of substance in the evaporator increases as the area exposed to the steam increases. The rate of vaporization is reduced when the level of substance is high in evaporator. We studied the effect of steam flow rate. As you can see from the graph, as the flow rate of steam is increases, the time taken for the first bubble to form and time to boil are decreases, and that contradicts with the previous experiment. For the efficiency to increases, the steam flow rate used must be higher so that the steam does not flow too fast to get more time contact with the substance in the evaporator. In this experiment 4, we studied the effect of evaporation versus time. So as you can see from the graph, volume in both concentrate and condensate increases. When more time is exposed to heat, more evaporation will occur and more water vapor will form. Then more water product is formed in concentrate and condensate. So here we study the reflective, we compare the reflective index versus the running time. We can see the refractive index for condensate and concentrate is slightly the same. They have same product, which is water. The reading concentration of potassium magnite is in concentrate and condensate is 0 because only water vaporized due to the low boiling point. If we keep the experiment on running in a long time, a pure product of potassium manganite will form in evaporate. Now we can move to the safety and other considerations. Confined spaces. This is one of the problems being faced by many industries, which is the potential to contain a hazardous atmosphere in the equipment. So the hazard could be the noise due to confined space, the safety hazard, biological hazard. The prevention could be doable by getting the experienced persons, and we should do some air quality testing before pursuing the experiment, and the person should wear all the personal protective materials during conducting the experiment. So the personal protective equipment. commonly referred to PPE, is equipment worn to minimize the exposure to serious workplace injuries and illness. These physical, electrical, mechanical, and other workplace hazards.
My name is Nuri Izzati 17306. Okay, from now I will explain about process, flow chart and description. Okay, we can see from here, this is the process flow diagram. The 1 and the 2 here is the climbing film evaporator. The 3 and 4 is the forced circulation evaporator. 5 rectification column, 6 condenser, 7 is plate heat exchanger, 8 there is the mechanical vapor recompressor, exhaust air purification, and lastly is the vacuum pump. Next, this is the process description of the wastewater treatment. Basically, the wastewater there, rinsing water and least will go through a mechanically bar screen by automatic vacuum pump for a preliminary cleaning. What is preliminary cleaning? Is actually large contaminants will be removed from the water itself because it can saturate the treatment channels. Then the unclean water will go to rectification column where the VOC or volatile organic component and AOC, AOX, absorbable organohalogens will be removed from the water. And then the product will go to pre-evaporator, where here we use climbing film evaporator. At climbing film evaporator, the product will fed into a long tube where the tube will be heated by steam. And then the liquid inside will be boiled and vapor formed. So the evaporator actually removes the water and gives concentrated product. For the concentrated product, it will then go to high concentrator. But for the liquid, the water left, it will go to a condenser. The water will be condensed in the condenser, and then it will go to biological cleaning, and then membrane filtration and exhaust air purifier before we can reuse it as a clean water. For the concentrated product, it will go to high concentrator, where here we use forced circulation evaporator, and then there the circulating product will flow through the heat exchanger where it will be heated and evaporated. Then it will go into mechanical vapor recompressor, where it is used to bring down the wastewater volume by recovering most of the water in the waste. After that, as the time flies, the concentrated waste will reach saturation point and must be discharged. So it will be discharged from the tank, from the bottom of the tank outside. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, my name is Renuka and I will be presenting on economic analysis. Now, in this state of country, we have the economics are changing. We have more water shortages, we have rising commodity prices and a higher degree of water and wastewater management. Nationwide, average wastewater disposal rates have increased by 12.1% from 2002 to 2004. Historically, wastewater rates has risen to 2 to 4% above the CPI from 1986 to 2002. Among the industry that groups with the highest wastewater discharge rates are special food manufacturing, drum and barrel manufacturing, inorganic chemicals manufacturing, and paints manufacturing. Water purchase prices are also increasing faster than the CPI. Other factors in their wastewater treatment capital investment model includes economic values of the commodities discharged in wastewater, permit costs, purchase cost for purchased water, disposal cost for wastewater, disposal waste costs, and cost of wastewater treatment systems. Now, in order to build a wastewater treatment industry, for us to overcome the problem that we are having now, this is a specific breakdown of what we're going to be needing most of the money for. As you can see, most of our money will be needed for staffing the industry. Then we'll move on to maintenance of the equipments, and then we'll have to pay for energy. Then 15% would be the waste and 40% would be the reagents. From my analysis, I can tell you that a lot of money required in a wastewater treatment industry will go into staffing your staffs. Good evening, I'm back. Now I will be doing the conclusion. Based on our report, we have, my group and I have conducted climbing film evaporator experiment. And throughout our research, we have discovered that the climbing film evaporator experiment is mostly used in the wastewater treatment industry. And based on the findings that we have seen that a wastewater treatment industry requires a lot amount of money, and it is a very highly demanded industry currently in the world. Therefore, I hope our research has been fruitful for you as it has for us. Thank you.